What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And later on today, Danny Dimes is going to be the best QB in Madden 20 Ultimate Team. Now, some of you guys are probably saying to me, what are you talking about? The dude's garbage. Well, maybe, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I can't really say nah, but the dude did just have a 5-touchdown game, but he's playing against bums. But hey, Giant fans, sit home, be comfy. Let's go ahead and talk about a couple things, right? I tweeted it out, I put it on Facebook, it's on Instagram, all at GmiasWorld, everywhere. You guys should be able to look at the numbers. What I'm going to talk to you guys about primarily is the fact that he is actually, like, if you look at him statistically, based on the attributes that EA gave him, he's going to be probably one of the best quarterbacks in Madden 20. Probably not the best, but he has 90s in every single section of his card. So he's going to be pretty good. His throw power is probably going to go to a 95 when you chem it up, but he doesn't have a power up and he's a limited. So we got to see how that works out. But ideally, he's a right-handed quarterback. And in this game, the one thing I'm going to really point out, right? Andrew Luck, Patrick Mahomes, those players, they're going to be able to run around like idiots and they throw the ball, dash and deadeye, all that good stuff. And they're very accurate due to the fact that they're right-handed quarterbacks. For some reason, over the last, 3 or 4 years, it hasn't been since Madden 25 where the left-handed quarterbacks seemed like they were really good. That includes Steve Young. That was one of the biggest issues that I had with Steve Young. Now, I know he didn't have some of the other, abilities that, the newer quarterbacks have, like, speaking of dashing deadeye and all that stuff, but he was a guy that he didn't throw the ball very accurately for me in a lot of cases simply because he's left-handed. Now, for those of you guys that are waiting for his card, he is probably going to be a really good card as well, Steve Young. But for the time being, Michael Vick is here. I'm going to tell you this right now. This dude right here, dog, I want to say he's garbage, but I can't, because if I do it, you guys are going to railroad me. It's sort of like this. Like, I'll tell you guys that Strahan is garbage, but then I'll pick him up because I'm working on a new blitz and I need somebody with inside presence, and looking at his numbers, it just makes sense, but he's just slow. And that's pretty much why I really go crazy and rage, because even with him having all that stuff, right? If you just send him by himself with 99 power moves, he has 95 finesse move, 93 block shed, he still will get stood up. Like, it's weird, man, but again, for the most part, he's gonna help get in to make a play. It's just the way the game is. It's so far removed from like Madden 16 prior to the first update. You remember when Madden 16, where you could just have like multiple players on the D line, and we had like, who was it? Did we have Zadarius Smith? I don't remember who the guy was. We had, I got to go back to my videos and look at it, but I had a whole D line of rising stars of the one player, and EA actually made a lot of these attributes really matter. I don't know if you guys were playing Mut that long, but I've been playing since it started, way back, and as we've continued to progress, we've seen less and less of certain attributes matter, and it's like weird, because this guy, theoretically, if you run into a team where they don't have a decent O-line, he should just be automatically eating, and that's how it was in the older Maddens. Now, dudes are garbage. They come out with their teams like, bro, dude have like a garbage man at O-line, and he just, what I'm saying, bro, he's at right tackle just, blocking everybody. But that's just the way the game goes. Now, regardless of what you believe and why you think it happens, it does happen. I stream it on Twitch. I visibly show it to you guys so you can see it. But I just wanted to point that out. Like, when I say somebody's garbage, you guys, for the most part, my regular OGs understand why I'm saying it, but newer viewers really believe that because I say that they're garbage, they're garbage. They're garbage because I have no use for them at the time. They're just trash can status. So I just wanted to point that out, because everybody can kind of see that you have no idea what's going on with the stuff that I'm saying. And they're like, oh, bro, this guy's a newbie. You got to learn the ways, bro. Because the dude's at 85 speed, and Julius Peppers was at 88 speed in that same position where Michael Strahan is. And theoretically, Julius Peppers actually makes more plays, but Strahan is the better card. You should have, the speed aspect of these D linemen, when you have a guy running around with escape artists, is really going to make your butt cheeks boil over. So that's why I really wanted to point that out. So what do you guys have to expect on New Year's Eve? What's coming from EA Sports? So pretty much they hinted at something's going to be going on inside the Mut store as well when they release Danny Dimes tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Florida, check your local listings, whatever. Just make sure that it's Florida time, whatever, New York, Standard Eastern Standard Time. Danny Dimes is going to be getting released. It's going to be in packs, limited card, all that stuff. There is supposed to be a surprise inside the Mut store. Now, this is leaving me with a very interesting situation, because I don't know where I'm going to be around 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve. But now I got to figure out who I'm going to get. I got to get somebody to go on and just go into the Mut store and see what's going on. Like, bro, because obviously they're going to have something there. They hinted at it. What is it going to be? It can't be all about Danny Dimes. The dude right there, like I said, ultimately, he's going to be a decent QB. I can't say he's garbage because he's probably, with the numbers that he has, let me just take a look at what's going on. I'm going to give you guys some insight into it. I'm going to pull up his thing real quick. All right, so let me give you specifics, right? If you haven't looked at the actual tweet that I put out, or Facebook, or Instagram, or if you're a member on YouTube, you should be able to see it in our private section. But he has an 85 speed, and this is the base card. 85 speed, 92 throw power, 96 short, 91 mid, 91 deep, 91 play action, 92 throw in the run, 92 throw in the pressure. Those numbers are absolutely insane. Theoretically, without the throw power, he's actually better than Mahomes. Like, if you see, that's the thing that gets kind of crazy with the game. When you look at the aspect of the cards and what they do, it starts to make you think, like, what is going on? Why would EA, put a card out like that that's going to be a 95 overall limited, Ghost of Madden present, that's better than Mahomes, who's doing it big in the playoffs, like doing whatever he wants. And the name of the game is this, right? It's Ultimate Team. So you don't have to have a rhyme or reason for it. I've never knocked EA for like whatever they choose to do because it's all make-believe. Most of the stuff that they do with the cards and the numbers, it doesn't make sense based on the numbers that we see on the card anyway. So it's all make-believe. It's about what you can do with the card. Now, for those of you guys that are asking, yo, Gmia, would you ever be found dead with this guy on your squad? Not in Madden 20. But in future Maddens, if he gets decent cards and it's there earlier and they give him decent numbers, absolutely. Remember, you just got to win the game. For those of us with theme teams, that's a huge part of why there's a lot of issues with what goes on, because everybody gets so focused on their theme team and doesn't realize it's about winning and putting together the best ultimate team. This is like the Marvel Universe. It's like the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, bro. Like, you're putting together a crazy, Goliath to go match up with whatever comes your way, and you have to put together the best team. So I want to point out to you again that the Zero Chill will be down in a couple days from out of the store, all right? Once it's out of the store, Michael Vick should go up in price. I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. There's a chance that this guy might get rage sold immediately. The only reason he's still there right now is because I don't want to take the risk of selling him for too cheap. You see what I'm saying? Because obviously the re-rolls and all that stuff, it's very, very complicated, but it happens every year. At some point, the market just crashes and all the cards are just really, really dirt cheap. This guy has done some things where I'm like, yo, I want to rage sell him. And then he's done some things where it's like, yo, the dude's pretty good. Ultimately, just having him as a quarterback with a primarily run-based offense doesn't make sense for me. The only time it does make sense is if I come out in one of those similar pass formations and then the guy's playing, sag defense, and I can run around like an idiot and throw the ball, get into my real Madden 20 pro player zone, just run around with escape artist, blindfold myself, rip my butt cheeks open and just throw the ball anywhere at any time. Those are the things that happen with escape artists. But at the end of the day, this is the situation. Are we going to be anywhere near Danny Dimes? Absolutely not. For my Giant fans that watch my videos, while you're sitting home with Danny Dimes, maybe you use him for your theme team, whatever, bro. But I'm just letting you guys know, if you do see him on the field, he's not a bad quarterback. Just so that you guys heard it from me. I love to call people garbage, but the one thing that I've learned about the card and what's on the front of it when you click on it for the quarterback, if it's all 90s, that card's going to be a problem. Just remember Andrew Luck. Okay, Andrew Luck was an absolute nightmare. Now, the thing that makes me angry about Vic is that he has a very decent throw deep, right? But he can't throw the ball deep. Like, he has a 92 right there, and it actually comes to 94. I have to do something with the adjustments of my, my chemistries, because right now I'm only 28 of 30 for go deep, but it doesn't really affect him because he still has the 99 throw power, but he still throws the ball inaccurately sometimes when you're going deep, which is kind of weird. But again, the throw power and the speed is probably the only reason why I'll keep Vic. It's not because he's like tearing it down and do it. Like, the dude, sometimes he just throws the ball really ridiculously. Sometimes he throws it very accurately. He doesn't get the dashing deadeye, right? I don't believe he gets that, right? I think that's one of the major problems that he gets, that he has, because they didn't give him dashing deadeye. I think if they give him that, like, it would have been too much. So EA was like, look, we're not going to do that. But he does get like the evasive where he can fumble anytime you touch him and stuff like that. So that's a really huge plus. So he's never actually, he does get dashing deadeye when you get to a 98 overall. All right, so that's What? Bulldozer? Achieve 95 truck? He can't get that. How would it? That doesn't even... Bro, why is that even inside of his thing? He should not be able to ever get that. And then, you know what else is weird about this? He has the jukebox, right? But I gave him the, like the run player thing, like he had, like the fast break, the improved ball carry control on design QB runs. And what's interesting about that is he fumbles the ball just as much. See, even on conservative, which is weird because Lamar Jackson doesn't usually do that. Like if you have it on conservative and you got fast break or whatever, he usually doesn't fumble. Well, it's not often. This guy fumbles on conservative, so I had to change my playbook and stop running that Saints, because if I kept running the Saints, I was like pressured into coming out and running a QB run. You know, you just feel like you have to because you have the playbook. And this guy was fumbling all the time. So ideally, what I'm going to explain again, guys, he's useful just because it always keeps your opponent guessing. If for whatever reason they come out and they want to just send everybody, right? And you just block everybody and you just sit there for a little bit. Once you get out in front with these quarterbacks, you're not catching Vic. You know, you'll catch the other guys that have escape artists, but behind the line of scrimmage, they have 99,000 speed. But when he goes across the line of scrimmage, he's just as fast as anybody else on the team. Like he's almost the speed of Moss. So he's going to be gone. That's his advantage right now. That's why he's safe. Plus he gets identifier, even though most of the time I don't even use it anymore because I'm running the ball and I don't care where the guy is. You kind of figure where the guy is. It don't really matter. You know, those type of things don't really matter. But you know, he's a 95 overall with Danny Dimes, so he's going to be able to get abilities, all that other crap, and you'll be able to do whatever. But again, for those of you guys that want to sell, rage sell Mike Vick, I just want to tell you again, I know he does some really weird things, but wait until his value goes up, all right? Because right now, with the way everything is, later on when Danny Dimes is released, I don't even, hold up, he's going to be a 95 limited, but I don't think that he's going to go for too much, though. I don't know. I really don't want to say that he will, because even though the one in the store is like a 94 present, Ghost of Madden presents, so you can't pull him from that. You could always go into the 85 plus and pull him out of that, even though that might take 1,000 pulls. But he's going to be such a basic card. I don't know how many people are going to be running around using him. It doesn't make any sense. But to sell Mike Vick for $395 right now is absolutely insane, because his price has no choice but to go up once this whole promo is over. So I would definitely wait it out and see what goes on. Try your best to be around for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see what's going on inside the Mutt store. Maybe maybe it's gonna be something like, you got to pay $75 million to get something. Like I don't know what EA does, man. It is what it is. But I'm gonna try my best to try to be around. It kind of messes up my schedule, but I could always have somebody just log in and just go and see what it is for me, or I can do it remotely, bro, with the PS4 app. Regardless of what I have to do, bro, I want to see what it is, because maybe they're gonna have like a bonus pack. I really have no idea. Ultimately, though, Giant fans, maybe this lets you smile a little bit, because you can actually have a quarterback, your quarterback, that's just as good as everybody else in the game. It's just the fact that he doesn't get a power up, which they might release in the next series, so you could hold on to him, temporarily and see how it works out. That's pretty much what I got for you guys right now. I got so much more coming for you guys later on in the day. Feel free to subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm gonna see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.